Warm welcome to the final symposium of the MIRRA Plus project, Memory, Identity, Rights in Records and Access. I'm Elizabeth Shepherd, an academic at the Department of Information Studies at UCL, where I'm Professor of Archives and Records Management. And I've been the lead researcher on the MIRRA project over the past 4 years. I and my colleagues are delighted to welcome you today to present some of the findings and discuss issues which have emerged during the most recent phase of the MIRRA project. We split the symposium into 2 parts, yesterday and today, given that we're meeting virtually rather than in person. What we hope to do over the 2 days is to present the results of the project to you, with presentations and discussions on issues which arose during the project. And if you're on social media, the hashtag is MIRRA, hashtag MIRRA, and our Twitter handle at MIRRA Project. I'll put those in the chat in a minute. The team working on MIRRA Plus comprises academics from UCL, Elizabeth Shepherd, myself, Anna Sexton, Pete Williams, and Elizabeth Lomas. Our colleagues from OLM Systems, our commercial partners, Mark Denton, Tanya Marchant and Laura Donoghue, and Care Experience co-researchers from the first MIRRA project. And in addition, we were supported by our advisory board. I want to acknowledge the support of a very special person, Darren Coyne from the Care Leavers Association, who sadly died this year. And we all miss him very much. He contributed a great deal to the work, and we will continue the work, not least because of his enthusiasm and all the contributions he's made to it. The project's been funded by the Arts and Humanities Research Council. So if you have any questions, do write them in the chat as we go along, and we'll try to pick them up in the final session. There will be a chance to put questions to our speaker panels on each topic in the plenary sessions. And in addition, we'll split into smaller groups to enable more individual discussions using Padlet to capture your thoughts as we go along. Don't worry, we'll explain all that to you at the relevant point. We'll also try to take a short break after each panel. There are over 80,000 children and young people in care in England today, living either with foster parents, in residential homes or kinship care. It's estimated that in the region of 500,000 British adults had some experience of out-of-home care during their childhoods. While individual experiences of care vary enormously, most care leavers share something in common. Their lives have been intensively documented by social workers, health workers and carers. The MIRRA project aimed to understand the role that records and record keeping, that is creating, managing and the provision of access to records, play in child social care. In particular, we focused on the lifelong value of records for the people that they document. How does what is written about children and young people impact on them, not only while they're in care, but long into adulthood? And how could the processes of creating, managing and providing access to records be positively changed to better support care leavers? An important output from the project was our contribution to the Family Connect web resource, which we'll hear more about later on, and a set of participatory record-keeping principles, which we hope to publish soon. A key finding from the project was that adoption of inclusive and participatory approaches to record keeping is currently limited by the availability of adequate digital systems and participatory tools. At present, the systems keep control of the record firmly in the hands of social care and information governance professionals. They're not designed to facilitate access and participation from the care experienced individual. In the follow-on MIRRA project, therefore, we have worked with our partners, OLM Systems, to create an open source specification for a digital social care recording system, which will take into account the record-keeping needs of multiple stakeholders and agents. The ambition of the MIRRA project was to create a specification available for use by system developers to act as proof of concept for the development of software that will serve the needs of child social care communities. The app design and its development will be presented this morning, and we're very excited to see it. Throughout the MIRRA work, we have sought to put the views of care experienced people in the centre. And our first panel will set the context of care leavers' perspectives and the need for participatory record-keeping systems. And I'm delighted that some of our co-researchers, Rosie Walters, Jackie McCartney, and Karen Smith have joined us today and will talk about why this work matters to them. So I'm going to hand over now to Rosie to introduce our panel. Thank you so much. Okay, Rosie, you're muted just now. Start again with the mute.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. Yes, my name is Rosie Walter, and I've been very lucky to be involved in this project from the onset and to work with such wonderful people. Just to give it, I'm a person who was brought up in the care system myself and have accessed my records, so I've had first-hand experience. I also worked as a social worker for 25 years in a local authority, so I've seen both sides of the coin. So it's of great interest to me that we try to get this right for the future. So I'm going to introduce today Jackie McCartney from the Rees Foundation, who's going to talk about her own experiences of the care system and accessing her records. Hello, Jackie.
Good morning, hello. I'm Jacqueline McCartney. I did take part in the first MIRRA project, so it is great to be invited back again and to share, because I'm a bit further along in my own journey. I've had time to reflect and think about its impact on me. I went into care at 5 and I left at 16, 2 residential homes, never fostered, never adopted. So to access my care records, you fill in a form. You put your name, address and date of birth on there. You're then asked to name the homes you were in, the dates you were housed there. I was only in 2 places, so I could remember quite easily. But even writing those names down, the memories and the nightmares surface. 70s and 80s residential care was brutal for me. You post it off, you take a deep breath. You're going to finally get your story. You can put your life together. My puzzle will be complete. A letter arrives. Dear Sir, Madam, on it. What? They could not even be bothered to put my name on there, even after me telling them my name on my access to records form. No care, no thought, no compassion on something even as simple as that. The day arrives. 30 days, they should be ready. But no, they forgot to put me on their schedule. So I have to wait all over again. Feeling annoyed, frustrated and emotional. Another 30 days wait. You get a phone call. We have your files, but you can't have them. A social worker has to go through them and do all the redaction. What are they taking away? What are they hiding? But most of all, at 50, why can't I see and read it all? It's my story, after all. Finally, 6 months later, the social worker came to my house with my box, a brown tatty battered box. That's it, my life story, my truth. There in that box, that's all I'm worth, even after all these years, not valued, not even worthy of a new box. You then hold your box and you open the lid. The story of how you came to be in care, a child of the state. At this point, the social worker, who you do not know, who you have no connection with or relationship with, tells you there is not a lot in there, so don't worry, because they've read it. How dare they tell me there is not a lot in there and not to worry? That social worker read my story, my life, and decided what I could or could not see or read. That social worker knows more about me, my family, my history than I will ever know or allowed to see. It's my life puzzle. I need the pieces. I need all of them. Then you see the contents of the box. What a disgrace. Absolutely shocking. How can a professional think it was acceptable to hand somebody's story to them like that? Not in date order. Photocopies of photos. I wasn't allowed the originals. They belonged to the local authority, although I did get them 4 years later. And on the originals, it actually had the date, the time, and the location of the photos, which was missing on the photocopies. So many blank pages, so many duplicate pages. Print that was so big, half of the story was on there and the other half missing. So many pages were redacted. My local authority must have had a bulk order of black paint in stock for my records. You see a report from a charity you'd never known that they'd been involved, and you read their report and you're reduced to tears. You're shocked and you're speechless. So you request your files from them, only to be ignored. When you finally get an answer, it's to be told your request for information was treated as a complaint. Seeing the document your mother signed, signing you away, parental rejection, neglect and abuse. Your dad was nowhere to be found. You read your parents had divorced, but then remarried and had more children, playing happy families while you're left to rot in care. And no files at all from the first home you was in. Where are they? Who has them? Why are they missing? Then you read another piece of paper, the words a professional described you as. Dirty, smelly, unkept. Worse case than they had ever seen. My situation was desperate, uncontrollable, trouble, underachieving, insolent, of no particular talent, disturbed, rude, prone to violent outbursts, always running away from home. I was 5 years old. Why was I running away? Why did nobody ask me? And why did they keep taking me back? Getting your records is only the start of your discovery, understanding, and disclosure of your childhood, how you came into care. It's a journey with lots of missing pieces and no one to help or to support you through that process. Yes, the social worker and the local authority offered, if I wanted help, to phone them. But why would I? Kicked out at 16, sent on my way, no help, no support. But at 50, you will? I don't think so. You were my parents and you failed me. Please give me my full story. Thank you for listening, everybody. Any?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. Very inspiring and very emotional. And you're very brave to have told us your story in that way. It was yeah, pretty emotional. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. So we now gonna have we're going to be listening to Karen Smith, who's from Liverpool University, but she's also somebody who's been in the care system and is going to talk about her story as well, her journey. Thank you, Karen. You are here, are you? I can't see you.
We're still looking for Karen, I think. Is that right? If Karen hasn't managed to arrive yet, are we still looking for Karen, Pete?
Yeah, she told me she was logging on about 5 or 10 minutes ago. And I haven't heard anything since, so she's probably fighting with her computer, maybe. But she's certainly aware. So
yeah,
maybe if you could.
So I'm wondering whether we should just have a short stop there, and then we'll perhaps come back and listen to Karen's story when we know that she's with us, if that's okay. Sorry about that, but I mean, really, just to say thank you both to Rosie and to Jackie. It's an amazingly moving story, and it illustrates so fantastically why this work can make a difference. So I really thank you so much for coming and sharing that with us. So Pete, I think we should stop recording.